Good morning, campers. Let's stop and think. It's day 6 of our adventure. We're still in south central Pennsylvania. Figured that out yesterday. It's more south central than southwest. It's actually a little toward the east. And we may be about to have a truck come up on us, but we're still at Gifford Campground. And if I'm honest, I've got to say, Pennsylvania, southern Pennsylvania at least, has been a bust on the leaves. Sure, there's more color than there is in the Gulf Coast and Mobile, but it's just not or wow, that's majestic. It's still a lot of green, and that's just kind of what it is. But that's why we refer to this as chasing autumn. It appears we're too early. Well, hopefully they'll let this truck go by here in just a second. Maybe. Looks like he's trying to be kind and let us go. But this campsite, this is neat state park. It's, as I said yesterday, it's pretty much just us here. But that's really more color right there than we've seen practically anywhere else. Yesterday when we went up toward Hershey, or to Hershey. Am I disappointed? Yes. I mean, fall's my favorite time of the year, and lots of reasons for that, but anyway, it again, it's just not wow. It's just not that's amazing, that's beautiful. It's more green with just a little color here and there. We spent quite a bit of time on our iPad, on our phones last night, looking at some local news pages, and we are about a week early for this part of Pennsylvania. It's usually the story. We're always, it seems, a little early. I don't know that we've ever been late, that we've ever been past peak when we've tried to do this. And so, looking at those local news pages, it said if we went about 150, 200 miles more north, up on the northern Pennsylvania line, I think that maybe borders New York, I'm not sure. You guys can tell me that, I can look it up later. But anyway, if we went to northern Pennsylvania, there the colors, they're saying our peak. But guys, we've traveled well over 1,200 miles in the last 5 days, and we've got a reservation again here tonight at this campsite, and then tomorrow night we're going to western Pennsylvania. We've got reservations there, and so it just doesn't look like going 3+ hours north is in the cards this trip, further north. I mean, like I say, we've already drove 1,200 plus miles, and it's, again, a bit disappointing, but we're enjoying the trip. We're enjoying seeing Biltmore, seeing Hershey Chocolate Factory. We've got something we're probably going to do today that we're going to discuss here in a few minutes. It's early, we just got up really. I was out walking a little bit, and the leaves just aren't changing color here yet. When we drove up through northern Alabama on Friday, it was 90% green. It was pretty much all green. In eastern Tennessee, it was almost the same story. It was maybe just a little more color, so maybe 85% green. When we went over to Asheville, to Biltmore, again, mostly green. It was, if I had to put a number on it, I'd say 80% green. Now, when we did drive through Virginia, I'm trying to think what day that was now. I guess that was Monday, when we did drive through Virginia. When we got up into the mountains there, I believe it's the Blue Ridge Mountains, yes, there was more color, but still, if If I had to put a number on it, I would say it was only about 70% green. Or, well, 70% green, not only about 30% color. It's looking like we're just too early for this region. And that's what happens when you have to plan your vacation and schedule campsites, because the campsites in Tennessee were booked solid when we got there. There were signs, campsite full at the one we were at, and we had booked that 2 months in advance. We talked to some other folks in the campground, and they were telling us the same thing, that they tried to get reservations here and there, and I know we took off and ended up leaving on Friday instead of Saturday, and we tried to find a campsite in eastern Tennessee, and everything was just full. Now we get to Pennsylvania and there's hardly anybody here, which is a great thing, but it's just when you have to plan it so far out, it's hit or miss. And we consulted several charts, several web pages, different sources, trying to determine the peak time for this part of Pennsylvania, and it's so many variables: the weather, the rain, the temperature. This is really the first little cold snap, and I'm sure next week it'll probably be beautiful, but unfortunately next week we will soon be back in Mobile and at work. That's what it is. We're gonna make the most of it. We're about to make a breakfast, and we're gonna get out and adventure some more, but again, it's just not in the cards to drive another 3 hours north and then have to turn around and just come back 3 hours tomorrow or tonight. So again, a little disappointed, but we're chasing autumn, and that's what happens if you're on a limited time schedule. All right, guys, we'll check back in with y'all today, all throughout today, I'm sure. But just while it was quiet and peaceful, except for the one truck, wanted to just give you guys a little view of what's going on. Talk to you soon. Okay, campers, we've had a few people ask how our setup is working out. Let me always fighting the sun with this camera. We are enjoying it. There's not a whole lot we would add. We talked about that a couple of times this week. We're still considering putting that roof rack up there to get more of our stuff out of the truck. Hopefully eliminate the topper before long, get a little better gas mileage. The mattress is working great. The screen room, we've got it set up now as a changing area. We've got a little potty in there that we can use in the night if we need to. We've got electric heater in there, so while we're changing clothes, getting ready to go out for the day, getting ready for the bed, it's warm. And if we have to get up in the middle of the night, it's warm. We've got it staked out. I don't know that that's really necessary, but it was a little windy the day we set up, so I went ahead and done that. There's Loretta. She's making us breakfast this morning while I'm playing with the camera. It's a good way to get out of cooking. Of course, I'll probably have to do the dishes, but we'll walk around back and show you the back. This is her night light she put up the last few nights. I think it's dead this morning though. And here's our setup in the back. Some folks have asked how that's working, and you can see we've got our shelves. I mean, it's somewhat like you would have a galley kitchen at home. We've got the stove set up. If you need something, you just reach into the cabinets and pull out what you need. The rest stays in there. So previously we kept all that in totes, and we would move all the totes out to wherever we were cooking, usually in the gazebo. And we could set a gazebo, maybe not where we've got it right now, but we could set our gazebo up if we wanted to. We just haven't done it on this trip. Bugs haven't been a problem, and it hasn't been cold enough that we felt we needed it. That's what we've got. It's working great. We're very satisfied with it. And we're going to eat breakfast here just shortly. I was hoping Larita would step back out and she could give you her take on how everything is going. There she comes. She's got the eggs, cheese. We're gonna have hobo breakfast, I believe. So
yeah, we haven't had it yet, so we need to have it at least once.
Yeah, at least once.
Well, we did have it at what was that restaurant they call? City Cafe.
City Diner Cafe.
City Diner Cafe. They have is that City Diner?
Yeah.
They have a certain kind they call hobo breakfast, but it's not like Kelly's.
Yeah, I think actually on the menu it was hobo banquet, but still it was the same thing. They did put white gravy all over the top of it, which I'm never going to complain about white gravy. I was giving the viewers an update, Larita, of our setup, what we thought about it, how we thought it was working, how if we were happy, if there was anything we were going to change. Do you have any comments you want to add this morning?
To me, the mattress was a game changer.
Yeah.
It's been since we've changed out the mattress, we were able to sleep better at night. So that means we can enjoy the next day. Yeah,
that 8-inch memory foam mattress has worked out better than I think either one of us could have hoped.
Yes.
And you're looking right into the sun.
Yeah, there we go. But yes, so that's been the game changer. And with that said, we've been able to go and do all day long and not get tired. We can ride all day and our backs aren't sore. So yeah, so we might need to put a link in there on what kind of mattress that is.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, we did have to cut it down, and I know some people are nervous about that, but we did it, and we've had no issues with it since we've cut it down, and this is our fifth night sleeping on it.
I'm happy with the way it is. Even if we don't do anything else, we could put this. I love.
Yeah.
I love this, but I mean, yeah, we could put some shelves in there or whatever, and I know he's going to want something to do with the air conditioner. But other than that, I'm just glad we're able to we're camping, you know.
Yeah, the ARB screen room has worked out great. We've definitely put it to use. It takes a little bit of time to set up, but it's not terrible. A little bit of time to break down, again, not terrible. I definitely think it's worth it. Yeah, it's all working like we want it to, like we envisioned. Once we put the shelves in the front, like I was saying earlier, put the roof rack on, and maybe come up with some kind of holder for an iPad. That the last 2 nights we've laid in there and watched a little YouTube before we went to bed. But if we had that, I think we'd be done. I think we'd be good to go. All right, we're gonna eat, and we will check back in with you guys soon.
Show you guys the video from Mimi and Papa. Mimi, Papa. And subscribe and click the bell button.